with a beautiful reverse. Oh, my game, McClatchy. Into the pay card, got a hand on it. God, no doubt about it.
Give her all good gifts. We give you praise. We give you honor. We give you glory. We thank you, Jesus. And it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Welcome to the GCU Summer Hoop Special presented by Talking Stick Resort. Barry Butel alongside the head coach of GCU men's basketball, Bryce Drew. And Bryce, good to see you this summer. We were just talking before the show started. It has been a busy summer for you, regrouping and re-engaging under normalcy, hopefully.
Yes, we finally get to go out and recruit and see some prospects, and had a lot of our players on campus most of the whole summer. And a lot of newcomers. So we got 8 new players we're bringing in, and really excited about them. Different countries, different backgrounds, different experiences, a lot of transfers, some freshmen. So we got a whole bag of a mix of players coming in.
2 big men have departed, and that's Ashbourne Midgard and Alessandro Laver. Ollie signing and returning back home. Great to see. He'll begin his professional career. What's this team going to look like without those 2 big guys?
Well, that hurts, Barry, you saying those 2 names, because they're such a big part of our program and our team. Obviously Ollie for the last 4 years at GCU, and then Asbjorn with just a tremendous, 1-year career here. And so, but really happy for them. Like you said, Ollie's off to a great start of his career in Italy. And Asbjorn is getting NBA workouts right now. So, really happy for them. But, man, when you say him, it does make me miss him.
We got some freshmen coming in. We'll get to those players in just a moment. But those transfers that you talked about off the top of the segment, talk about them. A couple of players from ASU and of course, the international flair.
Holland Woods and Tayshawn Cherry, two local, players that are just, getting acclimated to GCU. Holland graduated late from ASU, so he's just getting here now. But really excited about their potential here to help our program, bring in the experience, that they have. And then, Aiden Igayan from Louisville. Again, we expect really good things from him. He comes with a lot of international experience. And Ivan Drago, Walter Ellis is another transfer from Bucknell. And so we have a lot of experience, and we're hoping that experience can help, right away in the non-conference schedule.
Well, let's talk about the freshmen now. That's Jalen, Kobe, and Isaiah a little bit.
They all bring different strengths to our team, which we like. One of the main things I think collectively as you look at the 3 freshmen is a really high character, high academic young men that they represent our program in a fantastic way. And the next thing is they can really shoot the basketball. So, they all can make threes. They have good length to them, and they have really good feel for the game, real cerebral. So, we really like them. Obviously, they're freshmen. It's going to take time for them to catch up just the speed and the pace and the strength, of college basketball. But we've already seen drastic improvement in the first few weeks.
What do you think that this team, maybe what will it show on the court that perhaps this last season's team showed? Will there be a little bit more speed? Is there improved shooting? What do you see from this?
Well, we won't have the luxury, to throw it into Ali where he shot, about 60%, or Ash where he led the country at 70%.
And rebounding.
And rebounding. So we'll definitely be faster this year. We'll score different ways. I think, again, there'll be more space for our guards on the floor. We'll have some really good rim rollers that'll be able to finish above the rim. And hopefully we'll be able to score in transition a lot more. So it's going to be really interesting with our conference because, a lot of the schools coming in played a very fast pace and a different style defense. And so it's almost going to be like 2 different leagues. So, even though our team's going to be different, it's also the league's a lot different too. And it'll be interesting to see how that adjustment goes for everybody.
It's exciting to see some things change over at GCU Arena, and that's a new weight room facility and also a brand new locker room. Can you talk a little bit about those improvements for the student athletes?
As a coach and as a program and our players, we're extremely thankful to GCU and, what they do to help our basketball program. And this is a step that really helps our players. Their locker room's kind of their space. They spend so much time there throughout the day. I don't know if the general public realizes, how many times they work out or they hang out before or after. It's really their home away from home. And so the locker room space is very crucial for us. And then besides the basketball court, they're in the weight room, more than anywhere else on campus as far as working out and athletically. So it's a very big piece to the development of players in our program. So extremely thankful and can't wait to get in the new space.
One thing that coaches around the country have to adapt to, the NCAA, name, image, and likeness, or name, image, and lopeness here at GCU. How has that impacted your team, and what are your thoughts about NIL?
I think it's great for the players, and I'm so pleased just as an employee of GCU how the school's really jumped on board to help educate our student athletes and help them in any way possible. And so we do have the best trademark name in the country with the lopeness at the end of it. And I think our players are starting to have some meetings and meet with people and hopefully be able to get some endorsement deals to help them.
What are you anticipating? Last year you had heard about what the atmosphere was like at GC Arena, but now you and your staff and players are going to kind of feel what is the best in college basketball.
Well, we thought it was really good last year during COVID, and we were the best in the country last year during COVID, and so I know that I can't wait. I know, again, all of my friends across the country, they can't wait to come out and experience it out here, and we just can't wait to get things back to normal. So I'll be probably the most excited guy in the gym, experiencing it for the first time.
Coming up, a few off-season updates around the GCU program.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
I'm personal injury attorney James Bergener. Accidents can happen. If something happens to you or your family, call me. My firm and I will take you by the hand and guide you through everything. You see, personal injuries are just that. They're personal. You're not a number. You're more than just a name. This is your life. At my firm, each case is professionally and personally tailored to you. So if you've been injured, I've got your back. Call me now for a free consultation.
Where faith meets determination.
That's why you picked me and that's why I picked you. Because I believe in you.
And grit conquers fatigue.
You want to play fast? This is how we're going to play fast.
Where the energy sets the tone and the effort drives the spirit.
Good defenders cut down points. Great defenders cut down nets.
Join the family. Grand Canyon University Women's Hoops. Get your season tickets. gcu.edu.
Drives baseline and dunks it. McGann spins, gets McGann from here. Shot up and score. And he's fouled. He labored.
Carter's on him. Moves right. Bucket! Step back.
Then a long hook shot.
Hesitates. Right-handed. Drops it.
A couple of off-season updates. Alessandro Lever heads back home to begin his professional career after signing a contract to play in the top Italian league, the same league that former Lope star Dwayne Russell is currently showcasing his talents. And another change at Grand Canyon this summer. The arena floor got a makeover and a new paint job and fresh look. The arena will be back to full capacity, so if you're interested in season tickets to watch the Lopes play this coming fall, visit gcu.lopes.com. Coming up, she has a roster full of new talent. What has Molly Miller seen in her team this summer?
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
As a kid, I always dreamed of being a Division I athlete. GCU supported that dream, and they also allowed me to get an education. So when I came to GCU, I was able to transfer enough credits in to fast track my education. So I graduated in 3 years with a master's, and I did it debt-free because I had athletic and academic scholarships. I'm Mackenzie, and I earned my MBA from Grand Canyon University.
There's thunder in all of us. Come find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
The GCU Hoops Summer Special is presented by Talking Stick Resort. Play in style. And also brought to you by Cox Business.
Welcome back to the GCU Summer Hoop Special presented by Talking Stick Resort. Barry Butel alongside the head coach for GCU women's basketball, Molly Miller. And Molly, 1 year into your tenure, you take this team to its first ever trip to a conference championship game. Quick thoughts about your first year here under really unique situation with COVID.
It was unique, but it was fun. I think we got really close as a group, and I think our team chemistry helped success at the end of the day. And so we want to build on that momentum that we built from last year. We're not satisfied. We're still hungry. We got a little taste, but now we're going to put in the work to really define this program as a championship program. And I'm excited with what we have returning and what we have incoming, and kind of blending those two together and getting to work and seeing what we can make.
Lots of new faces, was upwards of, I believe, 10. Well, how have the off-season workouts gone to this point?
You know, we brought them back in June, and we just did some basic work, kind of introducing the brand of basketball, a lot of fundamental work. They took a break in July while the coaches hit the road recruiting, and we'll come back August 1st for our last 4 weeks and really get into more of who we are as a program and what we want to do on both sides of the ball.
What about the core players, though? With 10 new players coming back, you do have a core group, and that includes your point guard, your floor general, Laura Piera, and the Brown sisters, of course. Kennedy Short's coming back as well. Talk a little bit about the core coming back.
I think it's great to see when you have someone that knows the system now and how they implement it and how they teach the incoming. That's been fun because we haven't had to start from scratch. They know the technique, they know some verbiage that I use, and so now they're teaching with me and they understand. So we've got some great leaders on the floor. You mentioned 3 starters, LP, TC, and Tierra Brown coming back, and they're really good when it comes to just leading this team and being able to coach up the new ones. And that's been fun to see, the mesh of the new and the old and how that works. It's kind of a player-led team.
5 transfers, 5 incoming freshmen, if I have it correctly. The name pops out from the transfer list, Amara Graham. I mean, she's a point scorer. She can pile up some buckets for you.
Yeah, I think that's where we struggled last year, is just consistently scoring the basketball and shooting. She's a great shooter. She can score from all 3 levels. So she's definitely earned respect already without even stepping foot on the court with her ability to score. So that's really going to add to our team offensively, and she's just going to be a great asset out there.
I know you talked about her in the past, too, that you're really excited to work with her to really round out her complete game.
Yeah.
Defensively as well.
We've talked about, she doesn't need to be satisfied. She's not going to step on the court this year and be like, I have 1 year left, this is who I am, and I'm going to get the best out of it. We're going to make her the complete player and elevate her game even a little bit more, and I think she's excited for that. So defensively, I'm kind of, rubbing my hands together, excited to teach her some things, and I think she'll really fit into the system nicely.
Transfers are a name of the game now in college basketball. Can you talk a little bit about the 4 other players that are coming in with experience?
Yeah, I'm excited about kind of our 2 forwards. We've got Jamira. She's one of the leading rebounders in the Missouri Valley from Indiana State. And then a Michigan State transfer, Lauren. She's just some size that we need in there. Yeah, 6'4". I'm not complaining about. It's not bad. We got a couple of guards in the mix too. So I think when you're adding kind of that need position in the post, having that transfer available is really, really important. And you can get players like Lauren and Jamira.
Well, your first year, there was a lot of energy in the arena, but we all know what the energy level at GCU is with unfettered and a crowd that can pour into that arena. What are your thoughts thinking about this upcoming season and having an arena that will have a completely different vibe than it did last year?
Well, if you haven't bought your season tickets, go do it because it's going to be an exciting brand. It's going to be fun to watch. I think there's going to be a new electricity, almost an appreciative of just watching live basketball. And this team is going to work super hard, and I think that is something that you can give a nod to them on the court when you're watching. But just to see the Havocs and the community and the fans out here cheering on the Lopes is going to be something special, and definitely want to go get those season tickets because it'll be a fun year for us.
Up next, some Lopes hit the national stage. We take a look around Grand Canyon athletics.
Grand Canyon University basketball is on the rise. The reigning WAC champs danced for the first time in GCU's history. Bryce Drew and the Lopes look to build as a mid-major powerhouse and take the Havoc's biggest party in college basketball to the national stage once again. Be a part of the passion, the noise, the excitement. Get your season tickets today at gcu.lopes.com.
When the going got tough, many people bunkered down. Dealerships turned to mundane sales online with impersonal deliveries. Not Sanderson Ford. We chose to work even harder and provide more personalized service and value in our showroom. Or you can shop from home, buy from home, and we'll deliver. We've been delivering vehicles to our customers for over 65 years. Call Luis Gonzalez.
Hey, David.
I'm just pulling in with your new truck.
Wow, I'm blown away. Thanks for the personalized service.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
Join us for a big night in September. The defending WAC soccer champs will host their first ever Los Lopes Night to celebrate the Hispanic community. We will have Mexican-inspired food, live music, giveaways, and more. And it's free to the public. So come on out to GCU Stadium when the men take on St. Mary's on September 10th. Online reservations can be made at gculopes.com beginning August 2nd. On to baseball. Fresh off their WAC championship, the Lopes saw 3 players drafted in the recent Major League Baseball draft. Coincidentally, each were taken in the 14th round. Shortstop Johnny Ortiz to the D-backs. Pitcher Frankie Scalzo to the Cubs. And pitcher Pearson Ole to the Minnesota Twins. And with the Olympics starting up, the Lopes will see a few familiar faces in Tokyo. Jeff Liu will serve as an assistant coach once again for the U.S. women's volleyball team. And a pair of swimmers will represent their countries, Talita Teflon for Ivory Coast and Emily Muteti for Kenya. We caught up with Emily on what this moment means.
So I've been swimming for quite a while, and I've been lucky to be, a top swimmer in my country for the longest time.
Emily's the top woman in Kenya right now, so she got selected just the other day. We're thrilled about that.
Well, it means a lot because this is something that I've been really trying to get to. Last time in the Rio Olympics, I was ranked second in the country, so it was kind of like not really the best results to get, and because I was really looking forward to it.
At a practice session in Rio while we were getting Jade ready to swim, and there a friend of mine came up and said, "Steve, there's a guy from Kenya that's looking for a school for Emily." So I said, "Well, just introduce me," and I talked to him, and it sounded like it might be a good fit.
It's such an honor, I've been to like a couple games, Commonwealth Games, All African Games, and I've done this for my country since I was like 14 years old, and it's definitely Olympic Games is definitely one of the is the highest of all sports, for somebody an athlete to accomplish. So it's definitely meaning a lot for me to make it to the Olympic Games and participate for Kenya, since this is probably going to be the second female to go for the Olympic Games. So it definitely means a lot to me and to my country.
She gets to swim one event. It looks like it's going to be the 50 freestyle. That's the event she's ranked highest in FINA points. I think both she and I kind of wished it was the 100 butterfly, which was the event she won at the WAC championships.
You made it here, and it's something that not everybody gets to get, and it's just something that I'm definitely going to keep as definitely a memory.
Coming up, we turn back to basketball, and Lopes insider Paul Coro joins the show to give his insight on the men's and women's teams.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
I'm personal injury attorney James Bergener. Accidents can happen. If something happens to you or your family, call me. My firm and I will take you by the hand and guide you through everything. You see, personal injuries are just that. They're personal. You're not a number. You're more than just a name. This is your life. At my firm, each case is professionally and personally tailored to you. So if you've been injured, I've got your back. Call me now for a free consultation.
It's time for the Talking Stick Resort Play of the Week. Play in style. Sean Miller Moore getting up in the air. The fifth-year senior takes social media by storm, showcasing his 51.5-inch vertical.
Welcome back to the GCU Summer Hoop Special presented by Talking Stick Resort. Barry Butel alongside Lopes insider Paul Coro. Paul, great to be with you. Wow, what a first season it was for Molly Miller and Bryce Drew under COVID conditions. They come in recruiting virtually, getting to know their teams, and certainly they responded very, very well under a unique situation.
Yeah, they had to hit the ground running with recruiting and then had a very awkward summer as about, delayed workouts and conditions that made it more difficult, but both took programs to new heights. Molly Miller took the women's basketball team to the WAC tournament championship game for the first time, and Bryce Drew, obviously with the men's team going all the way to the NCAAs, created a huge buzz in the whole city.
On the men's side, Javon Blackshear, some of the guys, Gabe McLaughlin back, a lot of familiar faces will be back. Laura Piera on the women's side. So you see both point guards, kind of the floor generals are retained by both clubs.
Yeah, jobs are always up for grabs, but you can probably take some permanent ink with Javon Blackshear Jr. and Laura Piera, but Molly Miller also overhauling 10 new players coming in, 11 if you count Chloe Akinatico, who didn't play last year as a new player out with ACL. So big differences. Probably the big splash on the women's side was getting Amara Graham, a transfer from UTRGV, who Lopes fans should be familiar with. She led the conference in scoring and just plays with a tremendous heart and a lot of competition.
Lots of new faces on both of the women's and men's teams, and we'll see a lot of new faces in this conference. 4 teams coming in from Texas. Southern Utah will be coming in next season. What do you think about the new look Western Athletic Conference?
Yeah, it's going to raise the bar on both sides. The WAC just got a lot more difficult, especially you look at the women's side with Stephen F. Austin. They've been in the computer rankings, they've been like a top 30, top 25 program. Plays very similar type of ball to Molly Miller's women's basketball team. A lot of turnovers. In fact, GCU was number 2 in some categories for steals and turnover margins. Stephen F. Austin was 1. On the men's side, it's a lot of good teams. Abilene Christian, we saw what they did in the NCAA tournament. They got on a roll at the end of the season. They've had 3 straight 20-win seasons. They beat Texas in the first round, but it's not just them. Sam Houston State's very good too, and also we go right back to Stephen F. Austin. Probably a school will be mentioned a lot in the new WAC.
Well, we got to talk about some of the other athletes here at GCU as well, and some of them are heading over to Tokyo for the Olympics. Lots of great athletes at GCU.
Yeah, we start with the swimmers. Emily Mutetti is going for her first time to represent Kenya, and her teammate at GCU, Talita Teflon, has been there before, but she's going back for a second time. With last year being postponed, she wasn't even sure if she was going to get back into it, and it kind of had to restart her training in order to be able to do it. But they're carrying the flag there, and also, a non-athlete, Jeff Liu, an assistant coach on the women's volleyball staff. He's part of USA Volleyball, which is considered to be in the running for the gold medal.
The baseball team made some news this week as well. 3 players on Andy Stankiewicz's baseball team going in the 14th round. Frankie Scalzo, Pearson Ole, and also Chani Ortiz.
Yeah, it was a big run on Lopes.
Yeah.
They went all within 21 picks of each other, but well-deserved for all those guys. Huge impacts on the first NCAA Division I tournament team for the Lopes, but it's just becoming a regular thing in Andy Stankiewicz's program that they get draftees. They're all on the wall outside GCU ballpark. There's, that's probably our most historic program athletically, and there's been 99 players drafted now.
Well, thanks, Paul, and thanks to you for tuning in to the GCU Summer Hoop Special presented by Talking Stick Resort.